Good morning, friends, or good evening. Looks like the moon's out over there. Okay. Um, I have a journal for you from September 8th, 2010, the fourth one of the day, the Mayan day, one Serpent. And it's a part of what I'm calling the Control and Manipulation Examining Beliefs series. Intro to the new series, Brother Against Brother, or Divide and Conquer in Action. So often we have only an intellectual knowledge or understanding of spiritual truths. Have you noticed that? We talk in general or abstract terms about these things, but what happens when we are brought face to face with the experience, the reality of the specifics we discuss? What then? It may be that I am starting a new series of journal writing on specific topics. Now, this is not my choice. It smacks too much of the mind to be my preference. Nonetheless, something came through me so strongly, and it is that, so this is by way of an intro to it. Why bother with an introduction, you ask? Why, indeed. Oh, well, for love of you is the main answer. As for the specifics of that, it is out of mercy as well. People don't know when they are being manipulated. And if they did, they wouldn't go along with it. They would just stop and not allow it. Pardon me, I seem to have a tick or two here. Maybe I've got oncoming Parkinson's. Have to go get some herbs for that. Okay, now, so why don't we do that? Why not just stop? Well, it's pretty obvious. That's because we generally don't know how we're being manipulated, how controlled. It's largely a mystery to us. Oh, we know something of subliminal manipulation, which covers a large territory. Go look at the airbrushed photos on any magazine. Look at it from in heart. Hold your eyes still on it for a moment. You'll begin to see it. We know of different rays and radiations that can be used to distort or contort our regular functioning. We know something of some drugs that are used. And we know something of the black arts, of spells and the like. So yes, we know a few things. A paltry few things we know. We have no real idea of how firmly in the grip of the controllers we are held. We don't know which of our ideas, attitudes, and beliefs found their first birth on the drawing boards of the dark, smoky rooms of the Illuminati and those that control them. If we knew these things, we would untangle them. We would expose them everywhere. We would share our knowledge and understanding as widely as we could everywhere. And this is true. And many try to do this. And shortly, some of them lose their life. Many fine, valiant souls meet with strange and sudden illness or accident, and then they're gone. Oh, and their papers, their work, that too disappears. Meanwhile, for the most part, we just sheeple on. Sorry, I know it's a bit of a catchword, a trigger word too, but it's so perfect. It's hard to resist using it. We sheeple on. Nose to the grindstone, living to earn, mortgage to make, work or shopping or whatever to do. We just go on. Well, that's a big part of the manipulation too. Let me start by saying it goes deeper, far deeper than any of us realize, and that includes me. It's really intense. They've covered all the bases, or so they thought. Let me also say that all of this every bit of it, is no big deal to the light. I have not one shred of doubt in the power of light to always win out. That's how it works. Now, in the meanwhile, there may and have been many long years of suffering and torture to go through. That part is perhaps a bit unfortunate. I'll give you that. Maybe. So, thanks, Source, for timing. And for this being the time when the whole matrix of darkness collapses in on itself and just dies, goes poof. As time ends, so does all of that. Light survives, of course, because it is real. Just like truth, which is that which truly is, ever stands, ever survives. In the quote-unquote meanwhile we're looking at, though, and that can look pretty darn serious when you're in the midst of the mess of it, especially. So we're looking at that. What it amounts to is that we're in the midst of deconstructing the lies, the control schemes, the technology that has been used against us, all of that. It's coming down, and we're helping it everywhere. We're all called to do different things in the midst of this. What I'll be able to share with you here, first of all, is just one man's, one person's musings, the understandings of one heart. I'm happy to share that, but you have hearts too. So I'm hoping this will prime the pump and get us all seeing through the lies and sharing our sight. Second, I am offering my understandings not to change anyone's mind or to change anyone's beliefs or behaviors in any way. That is not my aim. You are a sovereign being. So am I. I am just sharing with you, no more than that. You do what you will with it, or do nothing. Click away, move on. I don't care, that's up to you. I am just moved to offer it up to be shared. Simple as that. Okay, I guess that's enough for an introduction. If things follow the pattern of the first offering in this field in the new series on guns, then they will be about specific subjects. As I said at the beginning, first, we often mistake an intellectual understanding of something for the real thing, and second, it's one thing to speak in generalities, and quite another when you get into specifics. There are sometimes the fur flies, so be ready for that. This series I had at first mistaken for an addition to the observation series of journals. I am calling on you to do that in these, to observe the self, the reaction of self to these topics, to the points I will bring up. They are just about guaranteed to stir things up. We have been long in 3D, and we have been polarized. I'll talk about that more in the next journal, another introductory one. I feel it important to lay some groundwork before just jumping in and tackling these topics. In our current polarized state, we would not respond so very well to these things, nor are we used to seeing them in a spiritual light. Guns and spirit, yeah, right. See you next time.